So we tune into our breath, we warm up, we move, we do sitting and standing postures, and then at the end we cool down and I take you into a Shavasana, which translates to corpse pose, which usually is done lying down, but you can do it lying down seated. And it turns out to be kind of like a really nice relaxation pose and meditative pose where we absorb the benefits of our practice. So that's where everything comes in and our body's just absorbing, because it takes time, a little bit of time for us to absorb everything. And even as we continue our practice, we'll continue to absorb things outside of this room, just the fact that we're practicing. So I want to say hello to everyone and everyone on Facebook Live who's ever joining us. And today's practice, I wanted to bring in a little bit of a moon salutation, because we're getting the new moon on the 27th. And it's called the snow moon. So we are departing from winter and coming into spring soon. Yay! So I thought I would bring in that practice today. And so I'm going to I'll show you the mudra that we're going to begin with. So let's tune into our breath. And for those of you at home, you don't need any props. You can have props. You can have blocks or straps, or just a chair is perfect for our practice. So let's connect our feet to the earth. Feel all four corners ground in. Sit nice and tall and comfortable in your chair, and feel those pelvic points ground in. So you have two pelvic points. And I invite you, if you don't feel the pelvic points when you ground into the chair, you can remove the flesh so you can make contact and feel that groundedness. So you can begin with placing our palms just resting on our lap to ground, to receive, palm up, or in a Gaya mudra, index fingers and thumbs touching. And this just closes our energy channel and contains it. So we'll begin by inhaling through the nose and out the nose. And I invite you to close your eyes. And if you don't feel like closing your eyes, especially with those watching, you can just soften your gaze. And just soften your gaze at the tip of the nose. And begin just to come to the natural rhythm of your breath. And if you happen to open your eyes and you see me with my eyes open, I'm here to also observe in addition to demonstrating. As you settle into your breath, begin to lengthen those breaths. As you inhale, draw the breath all the way down to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, draw the breath all the way up through the crown, through the nose. And as we come into our inward focus, we begin to release the chit-chatter of the mind. Let go of anything that no longer serves. And from time to time, it's normal for us to have our thoughts come in. Just remember you have your breath to always come back to bring you into focus. As you draw that breath in, feel your chest rise, rib cage expands, abdomen expands. And as you exhale, abdomen falls, chest falls. Inhaling, nice deep breath, bringing it all the way to the base of the spine. And as you exhale, drawing that breath all the way up through the crown. And taking a moment here, I invite you to join me to bring our hands together in prayer at our heart center as our thumbs touch the sternum. And at this moment, I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. An intention could be anything you want to work on, a word that comes to mind. You can hold space for yourself or hold space for someone close to you. And this is the intention that leaves with us once we finish our practice and go on with our week. And draw that breath into the intention. And gently begin to flutter your eyes open and release your hands and just let them relax by your side. We're going to begin with our ankle circles, getting our circulation going, and start circling any ankle that you choose. Sometimes people feel like going like this and lifting up both. I usually start with one, and we will do both rotations on one side and the other. And then going the opposite direction. And then placing that foot down, moving on to the next one. Circling our ankle in any direction that feels good. And then just a quick reminder, let's go opposite direction, to always listen to your body. Anything that doesn't feel good or causes more pain, just back off those movements, and that's your body telling you to put a hold on that movement. So bring that foot back down, and from here, let's just quickly bring our hands either under our thigh or interlaced over our knee, and just gently pull that knee up towards our left shoulder. And then release, and doing the same thing with the right knee, moving the knee towards the right shoulder. And release that one. We're going to repeat on the left side, and this time point and flex your foot, and if it feels good to rotate that ankle, do so. Pointing and flexing. Just any direction that feels good. And then release, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just pointing and flexing. Just feeling how our ankle has so much movement to do. And just spreading that joint fluid that can sometimes build up when we're sitting too long or lying down. So let's place that ankle back, and from here we're going to get into our hip joint. And isolating the hip joint, we're going to just take our knee and draw little circles, and you could just interlace your fingers or hold on to your leg however you feel comfortable, just drawing those little circles. And then depending on your mobility, you can draw bigger circles. Sometimes people feel like really getting into that hip joint rotation. And then let's go the other side. I usually average about 5 movements on either side of the body when it comes to just warming up. And then release, bring it back in. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Little circles with our knee. So we're isolating the movement here. And then going the opposite direction. And just what feels good in that joint for you. Sometimes I see people doing this, and that's not isolating the joint. This is isolating the joint right here. So not moving the bottom part of your leg. And then come back So from here, place your thumbs right on the hip joint, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Feel like there's an invisible rope at the crown of your head, and it's just being gently pulled up towards the ceiling. And feel how if you press down a little bit and then bring your crown up towards the sky, creates a little bit of space here. So we're going to take a nice inhale and start to rotate our torso. And any direction is fine. And you don't have to leave your thumbs here. I just do because I just like the way that feels for me. I like to feel where my body parts connect sometimes. And I like to feel what the space feels like. One more round, and then we go to the opposite side, circling our torso. Just getting that feeling of what our pelvic bowl holds. It holds a lot. And then come back to center. This time, see if you can bring your shoulders into it as we go the opposite direction. So you just feeling your body and meeting it where it is today. So you can bring your shoulders into it. You can create your own movement within what we're doing here, if that feels good. And then going the opposite direction. You can close your eyes and take a feel of what your body's feeling like today. And then coming back to center. From here, bring your shoulders up on the inhale, up towards your ears, and circle them back. Let your scapulas fall. Mountain pose right here. Bring your wrists beside you, palms face forward. Again, you feel like your crown is being pulled up towards the ceiling, and as you inhale, you lengthen the spine, ground your heels in to activate the legs, and again, you're creating space between the vertebrae as you lengthen in each breath. From here, bring your arms over to your shoulders, your fingers, your hands. Let them touch your shoulders, and we're just going to create these little circles with our elbows. In any direction is fine. 2 more. And then go the opposite direction. One more. And then release. From here, just resting our hands on our lap, we're going to bring our left ear to our left shoulder, just getting into our neck. Another round of breath. And on the exhale, come back to center. And on the inhale, bring that right ear to right shoulder. Just getting into the left side of the neck. And then come back to center. Take a gaze over to your left, bringing your chin towards your left shoulder. And on the exhale, come back to center. Inhale, take a gaze over to the right. Chin moves towards the right shoulder. And then come back to center. Again, bring that left ear to left shoulder. Come back to center, right ear to right shoulder. Come back to center, take a gaze over to the left. Just as long as it feels comfortable. And then take a gaze as you bring your head back to center over to the right. And from here, we're going to draw a half moon with our nose. So our nose is going to drop towards our chest. Our chin comes towards the chest, and we're going to draw that half moon all the way to our left shoulder. Again, we're going to draw that half moon, bringing our nose down towards our chest and over to our right shoulder. Again, bringing it down and over to the left shoulder. And then one more time, bringing our nose down, chin comes to chest, and then bringing it over to our right shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. From here, drop your chin to chest and just let your head hang. We're doing two things here. We're stimulating the thyroid by constricting the neck, the front of our neck, and we're stretching out the back of our neck. Take an inhale and come back to center, bringing your chin back up. And then exhale, bring your chin back towards your chest. And then come back to center. From here, extend your arms out, shoulder height like an airplane. Bring that left arm underneath the right. Give yourself a nice hug here. Opening up the backs of the shoulders. So, and if it feels good to just gently move your upper body, you can do that. And then release the hands and the arms, bring them back out. We're going to bring that right arm underneath and give ourselves another hug. And just feeling the love. Feeling the love that we give ourselves just by being here and showing up today, showing up for ourselves. And then release, bring the hands out and back down. Take a nice inhale, bring the palms up, all the way up towards the ceiling. Palms come together, exhale, they come down to heart center. Inhale, palms rise above our head. Exhale, flip the palms, press the walls away like they don't exist. Inhale, palms come up and together over our heads. Exhale, bring them back down to heart center. Inhale, palms come up. This time, take a look at your palms all the way up. Exhale, flip the palms and press the walls away. One more time, we're going to bring our arms up, gaze up as our hands come together, palms come together, exhale, they come back down to heart center. Beautiful. From here, resting our hands on our lap, we're going to bring our shoulders up to our ears again, and this time we're going to rotate our shoulders, rotating them back, so up and forward. Up and back. And then we're going to do the opposite. So up and forward. And just syncing our breath to the best of our ability with these movements. And one more time as they come forward and rest to center. From here, take an inhale, bring that left arm over the left ear. Reach with your fingertips and just make sure that you still feel those hips grounding into the chair, so you're not leaning all the way forward. You're just staying grounded in the chair and reaching with those fingertips. Exhale, bring the arm back down. Resting it on your lap. Inhale, right arm comes over right ear. Reach with your fingertips just as much as you can. And then exhale, bring it back down. We're going to repeat the movement on our left side. Inhale, left arm goes over our left ear, reaching with the fingertips, and exhale, bringing it back down. Other side, inhaling, right arm over right ear, reach with our fingers, and exhale, bring it back. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale here. Bring both arms up. Exhale. This time as you bring them back down, reach back, opening up the heart here, opening up the chest. Feel the scapulas move towards one another, opening up the heart. And release. On the inhale, we bring our arms forward, palms face one another. Bring them all the way back, up. And exhale, release. Beautiful. So from here, I'm going to have you inhale your left arm up. And on the exhale, right leg goes up. Flex the foot. So we press that heel out. Lengthen, reach with your fingertips, lengthening the spine. Pull in your navel towards the back of the spine. And exhale, let it all go. Release the foot, release the arm. Going to repeat on the other side as we inhale our right arm up. Exhale, left leg comes up. And if you need to support it, that's okay too. You can place your hand just under your thigh here. And again, remember to pull in the navel, because the navel, this is what stabilizes your core, stabilizes the lifting of the leg, lifting of the arm, and relax, bringing both limbs back down. Inhale, both arms up, and let it all go. And shake it out. All right, so getting into a modified moon salutation. So we're going to begin with a mudra here, and just bringing this shape, touching our fingers down to our navel here. And we're going to begin by just breathing into that area, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders are back, feet are nice and grounded. And just bring the awareness down to your feet. Bring them hip distance apart, toes point forward, heels are behind the toes. And from here, our palms are going to come together, and we're going to inhale, bring our palms up. And from here, interlace your fingers, point your fingers, release. On the inhale, we're going to lengthen. And on the exhale, we're going to bend over to the left. Lean over to the left. And then exhale, come back to center. Take a nice deep inhale as we move over to the right. And then come back to center. Release the hands. Press it all away. And then take your hands underneath or interlace your fingers on your left knee and bring that knee over towards your left shoulder. Beautiful. And then release, doing the same thing, right knee towards right shoulder. And release. Again, arms come up. Interlace the fingers, pointer finger releases, and take a nice inhale and lengthen. Pull in the navel towards the back of the spine and gently bending over to the left. Come back to center, and then take a nice inhale and lengthen, and then take it over to the right, and then come back to center and release the hands, bringing it all the way back down. All right, from here, just taking you into a cat-cow sequence. We're going to inhale, and our heart is going to move forward on the inhale. Our shoulders are going to move back, and our spine is going to curve, or is going to flex. And on the exhale, our heart is going to melt inward. Our shoulders move forward. Spine curves like a cat. Inhale, heart moves forward, gaze goes forward. Exhale, heart melts inward. And so continue this movement, syncing your breath. And on the inhale, your heart is moving forward, your chest is expanding as you flex your spine. And on the exhale, heart melts inward, shoulders move forward, tucking the tail. And again, I welcome you to close your eyes and just take a moment to sync the breath with your movement. It's a very powerful tool to learn to sync your breath with your movement. It also takes the focus off, anything that doesn't serve, because the focus is inward and you're doing something that is benefiting your body at the moment, at this moment. And then come back to center. Beautiful. Again, take the awareness back down to your feet. Toes point forward, heels behind the toes just as much as possible. And then we're going to inhale our arms up. We're going to exhale, bring those arms back, opening up the chest here. Inhale, arms move forward. Interlace the fingers here, pointer fingers release. Inhale, lengthen the spine and gently lean over to the left. Coming back to center, nice deep inhale as you lengthen and reach those pointer fingers, and exhale, leaning over to the right. And then come back to center and release and shake it out. Beautiful. So from here, let your right hand support you, just holding on to the side of the chair, and take an inhale with your left arm rising across the body, coming over to your right knee. So before we take a twist, we're going to inhale and lengthen the spine straight up, grounding those hips. And on the exhale, we're going to take a little twist over to the right. Another round of breath here. And on the exhale, coming back to center and releasing. Same on the other side, supporting our posture with our left hand on the chair. We're going to inhale our right hand across the body as we lengthen the spine. So our right hand goes over to our left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pull the navel towards the back of the spine. And then exhale, moving over, twisting over to the left. One more round of breath. And on the exhale, come back to center. All right, so from here, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. One more time, inhale. Arms rise, flip the palms. Exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. So let's ground the heels in and stand. We're going to get behind our chair. I'm just going to move mine a little forward. Okay, so from here, so everyone can see me. Actually, I think it's a little bit better this way. We're going to come onto our tippy toes. So we're going to work on our balance here. So you can hold on to the back of the chair, or you can also do it on the side of the chair like I'm doing. So we're going to come up to our tippy toes on the inhale. And on the exhale, our heels come back down. Toes lift. Inhale, come on to the tippy toes. Exhale, heels come down, toes lift. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, lift the toes, spread the toes, and then place them down on the earth. Beautiful. From here, standing up nice and tall, bring that right arm over the right ear. And if you're standing and need support and you're on the side of the chair, we're going to do the opposite. Feel free to hold on to the chair as we inhale our left arm over our left ear. So you may not need the support of the chair while you're doing this, but some of you may need the support of the chair. So just release that arm back down and just notice where you're standing and where that chair is. Just keep it in your periphery if it's not directly in front of you. So from here, we're going to lift our left leg, bending at the knee. Okay. Inhale, lengthen the spine, bring the navel in towards the back of the spine. And we're going to inhale our right arm up. Okay, again, working the core and working balance. And then exhale, release. We're going to inhale that right leg up, bend at the knee. So you don't have to bring it too high, and then inhale, bring the right arm up and release. So if you're behind the chair, at any point, any of the hands can help you regulate your balance here. Again, I'm just going to come over to the other side of the chair. We're going to repeat. Inhale, left leg comes up, just bent at the knee. And then our right arm rises. And if you fall out, it's okay. You could just get back in. It's all about practice, right? That's why it's called a practice. And release. Opposite side, right leg comes up, bent at the knee. Kristen, can you see me okay? Yeah. And then left arm rises. Now remember, pulling in your navel stabilizes your core and balance. And release. Beautiful, everybody. So from here, I'm just going to stand in behind the chair because somebody, you just may need that support. Inhale, arms come up. Interlace the fingers. Now, as you hold your arms up here, just take the awareness down to your feet. Feel all four corners of your feet ground, toes point forward. Heels are behind the toes. Inhale, lengthen. Pull in the navel. Exhale, leaning over to the right. Left. Mirror teaching. And come back to center. Inhale, lengthen. And moving over to the right. And then come back to center. Release the hands. Bring the hands all the way behind you. Interlace the fingers. You can interlace the fingers this way or bring the palms together. And we're going to bring those wrists down towards our heels, opening up the chest. So if it feels good just to bring the arms back this way, that's totally good too. Always options. So option 1, bring the arms back. Option 2, interlace the fingers. Option 3, you can press the palms together or leave them apart. Just bring those shoulders back, opening up the chest. Again, standing nice and tall, and release the bind. Inhale, arms forward, all the way back up, and release to the sides. Beautiful. So holding on to the back of the chair, I'm going to have us do chair pose. So getting into our comfortable stance. Again, feet are hip distance apart. Holding on to the chair, we're going to hinge at the ankles, hinge at the knees, and we're going to hover like we're sitting in a chair. Okay? And then if it feels okay for you to let go and you have your balance, you're going to bring both arms up, or you're going to bring one arm up. If it feels good to bring the arms down, if that movement of bringing the arms up parallel with your ears and it doesn't feel good, you could just bring your arms forward. And then release your hands and then press your heels into the ground and rise. Beautiful. Again, take a nice deep inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, sit in your invisible chair. This time, bring the weight into the backs of the heels and feel how different that feels. Okay, arms rise, biceps close to the ears. Maybe you could go a little lower, and then ground the heels in, come all the way back up and release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. So from here, let's shake it out just by standing and letting our arms go loose, twisting back and forth, letting go of some of that stagnant energy in our body, just letting our hands and our forearms just kind of hit the backs of our back. And where our backs of our hands kind of tap, our kidneys are in that area. So we're waking up our kidneys, giving our organs a little internal massage with this movement, and then come back to center. Beautiful. All right. So again, this time playing with a little bit more balance. Similar to chair pose, I'm going to get you to stand on your toes. Now, we don't stand on our toes very often. I don't wear heels as often as I used to. But getting into this movement also helps get into the fascia of our feet. So again, holding onto the back of the chair. Okay, we're going to hinge at the ankles, bend our knees, and sit in our invisible chair. This time, we're going to bring our heels up, and we're going to come onto our tippy toes. So it's okay to continue to hold onto the chair. If you hold onto the chair, you can sit a little lower. If you're feeling comfortable in your balance, you can reach one arm out. Come on high on the toes, playing with the balance, and then gently coming back up, releasing the heels back down. Very good, everybody. Awesome. It is hard, yeah. But it's a really great way to strengthen the balance and strengthen your feet. It's such a great posture, and it increases that circulation in our feet as well. So let's do it again. Inhale, let's lift our toes. And on the exhale, let's sit down on our invisible chair. This time I had you do it a little bit differently. Bring the heels all the way up just as much as you can, getting into those toes. If you want to take it to another level, reach out one arm or both. Lift the heels a little higher, and then bring the arms back in. Rise, bring the heels back down. Woo! Inhale your arms up, and exhale. Release it all. Inhale that left arm over the left ear. Reach with your fingertips. Let that right arm just reach down towards the earth and let it go. Bring it all the way back down. Inhale, right arm over right ear. Reach with that left arm. And then gently bring it back down. Inhale, both arms up. And coming into mountain pose. Just taking a moment here because we just did bring up our heart rate. Reach those shoulders back, opening up the chest, ground those feet in, toes point forward, heels behind the toes. And just take a moment here. When I talk about the four corners on our feet, it could be 4 or 3. So here's our foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3 in the points that come towards the heel. And so you just want to feel those points ground in. And if it feels good to kind of sway and feel where your feet make contact, you can do that. Just a moment of stillness. And then release. All right, so from here, I'm going to have you do what I'm going to have you do is again, playing with our balance, we're going to inhale and our left leg is going to go back. We're going to just place our left leg onto our tiptoes here. Okay. And from here, we're just going to lift that back leg. Okay. So no major movement here, but we are using the core. We are stretching that quad. And then we're going to bring it all the way through and bend at the knee. Again, bring it all the way back as much as it feels comfortable. And then bring it back down. Repeating on the other side. Bringing that right foot back onto our tippy toes. Stretching the quad. And then lift the toes. Nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, bring it all the way through. Knee bends as we bring it forward. And then release. We're going to repeat again. Left leg goes back, just on our tiptoes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it all the way through, bending at the knees. And here you can flex the foot if that feels good too. And then release. We're going to repeat. Right leg moves back onto our tiptoes. Exhale, leg moves forward, bending at the knee. You can flex the foot here. And release. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go back to seated. Great job, everybody. All right, because those postures are challenging, but it's the postures that challenge us the most that we need, right? Okay, so from here, we're going to open up the hips a little bit. So just bring the soles of your feet together. You can shimmy a little bit towards the edge of the chair and just let your knees fall. And from here, you're going to inhale and lengthen the spine so you're sitting up nice and tall. And then from here, tucking the elbows towards the body, just leaning forward. This is a modified butterfly pose. Shoulders move back away from the ears. And then come back to seated. Take a nice inhale, lengthen. Pull in the navel and then gently exhale, leaning forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Gazing just a couple feet in front of you. And then gently pressing back up to seated. Beautiful. Okay, so from here we're going to do seated pigeon. So depending on your movement, your mobility, you can either, a few options here. So we're going to begin with the left side. We can either bring our left ankle over to our right ankle, or we can bring our left ankle over to our right thigh. Okay, so whichever feels good for you. So you can place it just like this, or you can bring it in, place that ankle right on top of the right thigh, excuse me. I'm resting, so if it feels too tight, it's okay to start here, and then as you stretch and do this more, eventually you will be able to bring that ankle, or just open up that hip. So there might be a lot of tightness going on here. So as we bring that ankle to our right thigh, we're going to rest our palms on our inner ankle, inner thigh or inner knee. Still thinking about our posture here as we're lifting on the inhale, lengthening, feeling that crown move towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, take it slowly. We're going to hinge forward and just feel that outer glute stretch. Flex the foot here. Even flexing of the foot, you feel that muscle stretch on the side. Tuck in your elbows. gaze is just a few feet in front of you. And you're a bit warmed up now, so on the inhale, if you take a nice deep inhale, and if you feel that you want to move a little bit deeper, on the exhale, you're going to hinge forward a little bit more, just as far as it's comfortable for you. And then gently come all the way back up slowly and release. Very good. Okay, so taking it on the other side. Right ankle on left ankle. Just letting your knees fall open. Or you could take that right ankle onto your left thigh. Okay. So grounding that foot into the floor, resting your hands on the inner ankle, inner thigh, or inner knee. Just letting gravity do its thing, flexing the foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, feeling that space in the spine, and then exhale, hinging forward, elbows tucked in towards the body. And just taking your time to feel this posture and breathing through any tightness you may feel. And it's okay to just rest that ankle on the other ankle. Yep. And just let your knees fall open. Remember to keep your spine nice and long. On the next inhale, maybe you want to hinge a little bit more. On the exhale, just moving a little bit more forward, and then coming all the way back up slowly and releasing. All right, so let's repeat. Left ankle on top of left ankle on top of right ankle, or left ankle on top of right thigh. We're nice and grounded in the chair. Our hands are resting on our inner ankle, inner knee, or thigh. Flexing the foot. And if you have your ankle on top of the other ankle, it's nice to feel that flexion as well. Inhale, lengthen the spine, tuck in the elbows. Exhale, hinging at the hips. And you'll notice that this second time around, you can go a little further because you're nice and warmed up. And then gently release. Beautiful, everyone. All right, take it to the other side. Either same thing, right ankle on left ankle, right ankle on left thigh, flex the foot. Place your hands where they're resting on your inner ankle, inner thigh, or inner knee. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulders back, tuck in the elbows. Exhale, hinge forward slowly. And you may notice you're tighter on one side than the other. I know I am. Sometimes that tightness can switch. Our balance can also vary day to day. So sometimes I can stand in a balancing pose on one side and I fall apart on the other. And it just is different every time. Or some days I can balance on both. And then exhale, release. Beautiful, everyone. All right, so from here, I'm going to have you inhale your arms up. Extend your feet forward. Full body stretch. Extend those feet, extend those hands, and gently release. All right, one more full body stretch. This time we're going to bring our legs out like a triangle. Just probably shimmy on the edge of your chair just a little bit. Inhale the arms up. Bring them out. Open up that chest. Full body star pose here. And release. Let it all go. All right. So let's settle into our final posture, Shavasana. So get comfortable in your chair. If you want to put your socks back on, you can. If you want to bring a blanket onto your lap, you can. Or if you choose to lie down, you can lie down as well. So just resting our hands on our lap. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then let them fall. Notice if your weight is leaning forward or too far back. Just bring those shoulders over to stack over your hips. Feet are nice and relaxed. Thighs melt into the chair. I invite you here to place your palms down on your lap or palms up or in a Gaya Mudra. And closing our eyes. Let everything just relax. Shoulders relax. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Relax the jaw. Let your tongue rest at the edge of the back of your front teeth. Let your cheeks relax. Brows relax. Complete body relaxation in Shavasana. And this is where we absorb all the benefits of our practice today. And with your eyes closed, I'm going to share a quote with you from Tara Iris Garris from the book Moon Circles. Like poetry, the moon reflects the phases we go through, from our darkest hours until we again shine bright. The art is to embrace the wholeness of each cycle, dancing the rhythms of life. Begin to bring awareness back into the body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. We keep our eyes closed as we bring that awareness back in. I invite you to bring your hands at heart center when you're ready. And please join me in bringing our prayer hands up to our third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts. Back down to our lips as a reminder to speak kind words. And back down to our heart as a reminder to live our lives full of love, from my heart to yours, thank you for letting me guide your practice today. I honor you with the deepest bow of gratitude. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. You're welcome.
Is this something that you should do every day?
You know, I think that, well, stretching is good every day,
Right.
first of all. But I think that, well, I don't think, but accessing practice or yoga practice a minimum of 3 times a week, just like any other exercise,
Right.
is where you really get the benefits of a practice.
Okay.
You know, whether it's a 20-minute practice or half an hour, 15, you know, whatever time you have just to dedicate to that. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Before coronavirus,